So, this is Ayla Anusha, Assistant Professor, Department of Mathematics. Welcome you all for today's session by Mr. Sai Krishna Vaideek. I take the privilege of introducing our today's guest speaker, Mr. Sai Krishna Vaideek Garu. Right from a young age, Mr. Vaideek has consistently stood out for his academic brilliance. Also, he has done many projects under sorry for the inconvenience. He has worked as a senior business analyst for Otis Elevator Company to build a Salesforce-based field service solution implemented across North America and EME regions with a project net worth of 4 million. Successfully groomed 300 plus user stories across 80 features along business stakeholders in field service functional requirement gathering workshops. Handled end-to-end solutioning of key field service functional processes of work order generation, work order scheduling, work order management, service resource management, and asset management. Has been awarded with appreciation letters from client, cognizant business practice head, and directors for successful delivery and demonstration of the product, and has done many more of that, and implemented customer relationship management functional solutions on Salesforce Service Cloud platform for Herc's communication client, handled end-to-end lifecycle ranging from requirement gathering to migration of 3 functional modules, and demonstrated expertise in designing, architecting, and delivering complex solutions for multiple business processes across service domains. Sir has worked as an intern at IIT Hyderabad on data analytics and implemented unsupervised data analytics algorithms to detect anomalies in electrical meter readings and suggested energy conservation solutions. Executed a project on full duplex communication self-interference signal cancellation using MATLAB in DRDL Hyderabad. Also, co-founder of Anvesh, the research cell of IIM Amritsar, a unanimously elected student initiative founded to mentor collaborative research among students in 2022. Has organized a project expo with 30 LOT projects in the National Technical Symposium Synapse 2K18 held at CBIT and conducted IoT workshops, conferences, and mentorship programs for students in 2019. Also awarded All India first position in Summer Internship Program 2022 competition organized by Center for Management Case Development, Birla Institute of Management Technology, New Delhi in 2022, and secured All India 8th rank in the National Marketing Quiz organized by Business Hub organization in 2022, and many more. Also, he has Salesforce certifications like Salesforce Field Service Consultant, Professional by Salesforce Organization in 2023, Salesforce Service Cloud Consultant, Professional by Salesforce Organization in 2023, and many more. We are glad to have you here, sir. You can take up the session now. Thank you.
Thank you, Anusha. Thanks for the introduction. Hi, everyone. Today, I'm here to present a PPT, present on the topic called sustainability in business and industry. And I'm I'm part of this ATAL FDP as an industry resource, and I currently work in Accenture. Previously, I worked in Cognizant and Deloitte, as Anusha has given the introduction. So, whatever during this due course of my work experience or my MBA and BTech, whatever knowledge that I have gained with respect to this topic, I'm trying to put it across in a format so that I can deliver this stuff. That would be the motive. Yeah, I'll share my screen quickly. Mm, share some. Is my screen visible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thanks for the confirmation. So today the topic is sustainability in business and industry. So what is sustainability? I know we are probably this Thursday, so fourth day of the program. So it would be not good for me to start with this, but just a generic statement. Sustainability refers to meeting present needs without compromising on future generations. So we have our own needs, like for example, to do some work, we need some equipment, we need some machinery, etc. But this shouldn't harm the environment, and we have to preserve as much as we can for the future generation. This should be the end goal when we utilize a product or try to uh, try to get into the supply chain. So this is primarily the sustainability definition. Now, from business centricity, so in business, it's more like a responsible resource usage, ethical practice, and long-term value creation. Value is something, it is intangible. We can create value for environment or for human resource, or from products, and when we are building a product, we can deliver the value to the client, and we can increase the collaboration and kind of create a team management value. So it's a multifaceted term. Value itself is, from business standpoint, what we look at is we have to maximize the value across all the territories. So for that, responsible usage of resources and optimization or optimal usage of machinery are something laid as foundational tools. And ethical practices, definitely this should be implemented in business, else things won't span out as we think from customer point of view. Then we get into, in order to understand more into sustainability, in 1994 John Ellington has proposed a framework called triple bottom line. Here we have three P's: people, planet, profit. Earlier firms used to primarily focus on profits. So when we build a product, how we take it to the market, how we sell it to the end customer, and make maximum out of it. This was the only economic viability that we were thinking about from kind of till late 80s or 90s. But later there were two other pieces that got introduced, that is people and planet. Why these got introduced was because people, there were a labor uh, deteriorating labor management that was happening in order to achieve the maximum supply or the demand that we need to meet. So there were a lot of concerns and rights issues. So in order to meet this, people was pitched into planet due to excessive usage, like we in the factories pass on their effluents into the river openly, or they try to overutilize they try to produce carbon emissions. This leads to a lot of environmental disbalance, like greenhouse gases got increased and global warming is happening right now. So these two pieces started attaining more value during this course of time. So a business making eventually ended up being not a profit driven motive, but a motive, kind of a product building motive where people, planet, and profit, all three together are taken into consideration to deliver a maximum value product to the customer. So this triple P is like a balancing part in order to build a sustainable product. So this was coined in 1994, as I said, by John Ellington, and a lot of corporates were kind of overwhelmed and embraced this part. Slowly, right now, we see a lot of buzz of this sustainability. I'll try to explain more as we progress towards the slides. And next one is alignment with UN Sustainable Development Goals. So what is so there's a power outage at my place. I'm just turning off the video as it might go blank, but yeah, you can listen to me. So what is UN Sustainability Development Goals? So this was coined during the UN summit in 2015. There are like 16, 17 pointers in it, which promote sustainable development goal for better product building and all. But key level, I'll try to address 4 or 5. First one would be zero hunger, and second one should be minimized poverty, clean water, and sanitation. These three are something like basic needs for everyone that the UN is proposing. On top of it, what emphasis does it have on sustainability is that building sustainable cities and communities. That is something they are having a huge push upon, and action on climate change. So climate is changing every now and then, like it's very dynamic in nature. So we have to take appropriate action to control the climatic change. So this I know there has been speakers speaking about climate change and all, but on an outline level, what UN is proposing is, as an individual, whatever responsibility you can take it to minimize the climatic change, you better embrace it in order to meet the sustainability development goals, for industries as well, companies as well. At every level, this should be something driven, and sustainability development is also, we are trying they're trying to push upon for communities and city building. Yeah. It's fine. I'm moving on to the next slide. Evolution of sustainability in industry. So there are 4 timelines primarily. If I want to speak about sustainability in industry, these are the 4 timelines from which there has been a evolution or a revamp of sustainability. First one we speak about is the 90s era, where philanthropical activities voluntarily or ethical obligations were considered by the companies. Those were definitely not part of core strategy, but in order to gain mileage or uh, kind of reinstate their brand image, they try to get into this corporate social responsibility initiatives, like building adopting the rural areas or building schools, etc. So this was kind of a compliance, not a mandatory activity. And if we say voluntary, definitely this is something which will have minimal impact, not an impact that could be at a desirable level. So 90s, you can take it as a starting point. Then, if we get into the 2000s, there was an emergence of ESGs. What is ESG? Environmental, social, and governance metrics. So, what it tries to state is, when a company is trying to produce a product, they have to take in consideration of the best practices in order to mitigate the environmental damage. They have to be socially responsible, and governance should be transparent. So this ESG metrics on a high level, this is defined. If we get into the detail level, there will be many action items. As and when the company ticks those box, there would be a ESG metric scoring that would be provided for the company in order to position their brand. So right now there are 2 standardized metrics, that is GRI, PRI. What is GRA is, for every firm, they have to report their sustainability in GRA format, Global Reporting Initiative. So what are the environmental action items that they have taken up while in their production life cycle, or social, when it comes to social, what are the community labor rights that they are looking at, or the gender equality, etc. And for governance, what is the transparency and shareholders right that they can utilize upon. This is something they're trying to capture using GRA from firm to firm level. Then comes PRA, that is Principles of Responsible Investment. Basing on the ratings or scorings of ESG as per GRA, the principal investors will try to gauge the sentiment of a company. If a company is making a positive impact to the environment, definitely there will be more number of investors coming pitching in forward to invest into the firm, in order to make them produce even more or make their sales even more better. So this is on non-linear level, like this is not connected, but on a non-linear level, if you look at it, everything is interlinked, and everything is driving towards better brand image or better positioning of their products. So there will be more investors embracing if the ESG metrics are healthy. Then SDG integration started at 2015. I said in the UN forum, SDG principles were laid out. They were formed as strategic for strategic and strategic alignment for the global goals. And companies started following these SDG from European markets. There are a lot of companies adhering to it, and this started in 2015. From 2020, there was ESG 2.0, where the impact on environment, earlier it was reactive at 2000, but now it is proactive. How better we can contribute ourselves to the and our production or our products to the environment is something proactively firms are looking at. And ESG 2.0 trying to utilize the advanced technology, like here it was more or less like a compliance issue, but now it is part of their business strategy. And extensive data analysts or business analysts are being kind of hired to promote their ESG initiatives, so that more contribution to the positive environment can be done, and they can build their brand and product accordingly. So this, if I talk about evolution of sustainability, these are the four timelines or four stages of it. Next, moving on to drivers of sustainability in business. So environmental pressures for it's very vague. If I put it, businesses should embrace sustainability out of blue, right? It would sound in accordance. It might not sound appropriate or in accordance, because there should be some change happening around you to drive your businesses to embrace this. First is environmental pressure. There's a lot of emphasis being told upon for climate change and biodiversity loss. So earlier there was a free flow of air pollution and water pollution. Nothing was captured due to no print and electronic media. But now people are getting sensitized with a lot of content being flown away, and biodiversity loss is something anyone is against it. So this is putting reverse pressure on businesses to take care of their environmental impact, so that climatic change can be mitigated. So how we can understand these environmental pressures is, as you know, currently we are in Hyderabad. If you see Hyderabad or overall in India, there's a lot of rain. If we look at the metrics and all, it was like last year the rainy season total aggregate was like 290 of rainfall, but within this 1 month, that is August month, we got 250 of rainfall. So why did it increase so drastically? So in order to have a good rainfall, we should have a good summer, but we had a very abrupt summer kind of ended in the midway, and we were in a decent position. But India is now facing flash floods in Punjab or any other places. So what would be the reason? Not that the monsoon has arrived early. the monsoon in India was kind of at its own accordance or at its own time, but there is a western disturbances that is coming from Gulf area. So if you look at the Arctic, if you look at the Caspian, Mediterranean, Black Sea, etc., there are western disturbances flowing in over there, which are colliding with our Arabian Sea and Bay of Bengal winds to kind of give us the rainfall. So rainfall in a nutshell, if you ask us, it's like evaporation and condensation process. So water goes from one place into the clouds, and they get precipitated as a rain. But this is happening due to a disturbance in the western part of the world, at the Gulf region, because they are having higher summers, even though we didn't have the summer. So you understand the butterfly effect, where the rainfall, too much of rainfall is coming from, is something due to lot of global temperature increase in the mid part of the world. So this kind of analysis and all, I saw it somewhere else recently, but these kind of analysis are kind of acting as an eye openers for the people. And this, if on a forum level, if we promote these voices, definitely businesses should adhere to the environmental pressure and make a positive impact. Next thing is the regulatory mandates. So SEBI has its own board for responsibility and for social sustainability. So BRSR is something, an initiative taken up by SEBI. So any company in India to be listed, they have to provide their metrics related to sustainability as per BRSR. So these mandates are making companies hard, pushing companies harder to adhere to the sustainability demands. Then there is EU tax economy, where criterias are being laid in European Union for what they say as sustainability. Does it meet the end goal of being the criteria of sustainability, is something they're trying to determine using EU tax economy. And they try to give ratings as well. CDP is like carbon project, where they give
చాలా
a
time.
A rating to D minus rating for the sustainability reporting of each individual firm. So this try to create a brand image for the company. So these are regulatory mandates that have been put upon across the globe to promote or nurture sustainability in businesses. Even if you look at the investor expectations, as I spoke earlier about ESG ratings, these try to influence the market pulse or risk shareholders' confidence. Then if you look at the consumer demand, customers are getting increasingly sensitized with the ethical and eco-conscious brand. So this kind of driving the businesses towards sustainability. Then the last part is competitive advantage. When everyone are running in the sustainability race, no one shouldn't be left out in order to attain a long-term market leadership. So it's like a maze that has been created, and everyone are trying to foster the sustainable innovation within their production in order to position themselves as resilient. So these are the drivers of sustainability in business. Now, what is the benefit we get from sustainability adoption? So first thing is operational efficiency. When we look, when we try to optimize our production to meet the energy demand, so less carbon emission leads to lesser energy demand, or more solutionizing of creating renewable resources, renewable energy like solar, wind, etc. So this we can try to utilize using digital optimization. So wherever the solar energy that has been produced can be pitched in, we try to systematically, like in operational research, we have solvers problems, right? Where we try to solve the transportation problem from warehouse to source. So there will be many number of trucks trying to transfer to multiple routes, trying to meet the producer from the supplier. in order to solve this problem, we use in Excel the solver in order to determine the optimized route. Say, for example, there are 5 suppliers and 5 producers. All these 5 suppliers, when they give their raw material to the 2 or 3 producers, how best they can reroute their transportation in order to maintain the fuel efficiency, etc. So this earlier was kind of a unsolved puzzle. Now, with the advent of digital optimization tools and all, we are trying to attain operational efficiencies and minimize the energy consumption, etc. Even solar energy is something we are trying to pitch in for greater throughput. Then brand reputation. This builds trust and loyalty among the customers if we embrace the sustainability, as we discussed earlier. There are more green products and circular design products. So circular design means on a high level, we try to reform our current designs and reduce the wastage and reuse. If there is any issues or anything, we try to repair and reuse the products, and finally recycle it in order to kind of build a new product out of the waste. So this circular economy promotion has been from business standpoint has been a game changing decision, and it's leading to a lot of innovation as well. And talent management. Purpose driven culture attracts and retain skilled professionals. So in order to take up all these challenges or this adoption, we should have right skilled professionals. So there is a lot of highly talented resources getting nurtured or upskilled for the market. So this is something benefit from the sustainability adoption. Now, what I would like to do is I'll try to present you use cases from industry wise, what sustainability is doing. So there are 4 use cases spread across 4 industries: manufacturing, and then automobiles, and then retail, and agriculture. So one by one, I would be speaking how they have embraced the sustainability and give you kind of show you a video where how firms have taken up this sustainability challenge. First thing is manufacturing industry. So clean production and circular efficiency. As I mentioned earlier, circular economy principles: reuse, recycle, and remanufacture. This is something manufacturing industry is heavily adopting itself to, and they try to introduce their reverse logistics and all to make use of recycling. So if we ask for reuse, it can be batteries. We can recharge and reuse it. Recycle is like 40 microns plastics that we see. Remanufacture is like from one product we try to build another product. So from paper we are trying to build clothes, etc. So remanufacturing is something firms are also getting involved into, and this is opening wide spectrum of avenues as well. And energy efficient machinery with smart automation. So machinery can't be on for like 24 hours or 20 hours a day. We are trying to maintain the energy efficiency by smart automation. Whenever the production line needs the machinery, that's when we switch on and switch off, rather than manual intervention previously where one person is to switch on. There were a lot of losses that were happening over there. So this is smart automation that is being embraced in the manufacturing industries. ISO 14001 certification. This is everyone are trying to maintain for environmental management system in order to position themselves. It's not a mandatory certification, but we know that we try to prefer buying the ISO products. So ISO is trying to involve this environmental management systems in the certifications in a way that business can also kind of take it as an adherence. When we look at the real world examples of manufacturing industry embracing the sustainability, first one is Siemens. They're using digital twins. Digital twins is a product that they are trying to build to simulate and optimize the usage of machinery or person, etc. So using digital twins, we had without producing something virtually. We are trying to optimize our own processes so that we can replicate that same in the real world. So this is something, digital twins is something Siemens is taking it upon to reduce energy consumption and wastage in their production line. So this a smart move, mirror replica of virtual production lines that they are trying to build in order to maintain the real world real world production lines. So this is one example. And interface carpets are also trying to achieve net zero carbon operation. So this is a American company, American firm for commercial flooring. They are also getting into this net zero carbon operations. Impact would be lower operational costs because we are optimizing our machinery and resources, right? Reduced emission and wastage and enhanced brand image. Now I would like to show you a video regarding JSW. So JSW has collaborated with BSG in order to build a sustainable, in order to adopt sustainability in their production. And they decreased they're planning to decrease 40% of their carbon emission. Let us see how they have achieved it.
JSW's philosophy is to grow along with the society and support India's growth. Indian steel industry will double its capacity by 2030 and triple its capacity by 2050. But at the same time, steel industry in India is contributing to 12% of the CO2 emissions of the country. And we are committed to reduce our CO2 emissions by 42% by 2030. And we also aspire to achieve carbon neutrality by 2050.
JSW partnered with BCG to launch SEED, Sustainable Energy, Environment and Decarbonization.
We found BCG as the right partner to make this change happen.
SEED is a large-scale transformation program that drives operational decarbonization by developing granular shop-level action plans and inspires on-ground change management.
SEED program really helped us to bring out the shop floor innovations on the forefront.
The Climate Action Centers have encouraged JSW team members to share hundreds of ideas for lowering their plant's climate profile.
Within the period of 6 months, almost 18 projects are completed in this period. We have already achieved little more than 50 kg per ton of crude steel reduction in CO2.
This has given a lot of advantage in terms of reducing our cost.
When you reduce your emissions, you become more efficient. Whether it is energy efficiency, whether it is process efficiency, that means you reduce the input of carbon to the steel making processes, that itself reduces cost. We have identified more than 400 initiatives, and it has a capability to reduce 18 million ton of CO2 emissions by 2030. That is equivalent to taking out almost 3.5 million cars from the road. And it has been recognized as a change management program that can give the required big scale impact.
So BCG, JSW has collaborated with BCG. It's a international consulting firm. Can you mute? Yeah. So BCG, what they are trying to do is, first, we know that reduction of carbon, how it will positively impact the industrial operation. But as per the JSW kind of explanation, they try to redesign or re-optimize their current processes, indirectly helping them to optimize their energy consumption and energy usage. So this is something like JSW is able to achieve with the help of BCG. That's why there is a mad rush in the production line sector to embrace the sustainability. First, it builds the brand image, and later it tries to position, kind of help us re-optimize our existing system for greater good or greater product value. So this is one example. Now, agriculture industry. Agriculture industry, if I speak about, it's 1 second. in agriculture industry, what are the sustainability strategies? First is precision agriculture using IoT and satellite data for efficient input use. So in agriculture, if you look at it, what are the primary things that needs to be considered? One is soil health, another one is irrigation needs, and the third one is weather impact. So these three we are trying to manage using smart sensor devices called as IoT. Smart sensor devices called IoT. So what it does is we try to in a farm, consider a farm having multiple plants. So we keep our camera sensors etc. over there. We try to gain insights of each and individual plant level health. So if there is some if there is any insects or any kind of pests getting laid onto the leaves, etc. These IoT smart sensors are utilized to kind of identify them and intimate, kind of inform the farmer way before they look at it and take mitigative measures as well. And satellite data is used to kind of in the organic farming, there will be a phase where we have to we have to provide an automation for water management or sprinkling of manure etc. So this is something taken care by satellite data. I know it might sound futuristic in India, but in US they try to sprinkle the fertilizers or the organic products via air using cargos and all for large scale farms. So this is something state level governments take an initiative upon, and in order to promote the sustainability strategies as well. And regenerative practices are like we try to bury the compost waste onto the soil. So while the soil is trying to nurture a plant and the crop gets reaped in, soil loses its health. In order to restore its again soil health, we try to add upon the vegetable peels etc. Vegetable peels etc. as a compost waste, so that soil regains its own strength. And in India especially, Microsoft as a part of CSR activity is doing a heavy project on restoring the soil health using compost waste. So this is something a game changer that an agriculture can look forward to with the help of in order to attain sustainability. Water efficient irrigation system with IoT and drip irrigation etc. We are trying to manage our water resources. And the chemical fertilizers, pesticides, it's more like organic farming where farm to plate is something people are emphasizing upon without intervention of chemicals. So this is something promoting sustainability as well, because chemicals at any given point of time are not correct or appropriate in the agriculture or to the mankind. Now if we look at the real world examples, Indigo AG, a US-based firm, they are promoting carbon farming. So what they do is, if the farmers etc. are adopting regenerative methods that can reduce the carbon in the soil, they are promoting it by giving incentives to those farmers. So this is like kind of the farmer will look at from the incentive perspective, but from the firm it is more kind of a sustainable initiative, reducing the carbon in totality. Then if you look at the Mahindra agri business, they are integrating solar powered cold chains with drip irrigation to reduce post harvest losses. So cold storage should be maintained. Earlier it was thermal power maintained etc. They're trying to push for solar power, and drip irrigation is something India is seeming kind of looking at with wide anticipation. So what it does to the environment, the impact, or to the farm, the impact: improved yield and soil quality in the agriculture, lower carbon footprint, and sustainable livelihood for farming communities. So this is something that industry can take away if they get into the sustainability mode. Now I would like to show one more example. This is Wilmar. They drew palm oil production from palm oil plantations. It's majorly a Singapore-based food processing firm. How they are taking up this sustainability practices is something they are trying to explain in this video. And at the end, you will look at something from financial perspective as well, which I will try to explain after this video.
Wilmar is the leading agribusiness group in Asia. We are a vertically integrated business comprising the entire value chain of the agricultural commodity business. This starts from the cultivation and milling of palm oil and sugarcane. Responsible sourcing and supply chain transformation have always been a strategic priority for Wilmar. Our suppliers have a critical role to play in making sustainable agriculture and food production a reality. Wilmar was also the first company to implement a no deforestation, no peat, no exploitation policy that extends to all our third-party suppliers, and this was back in 2013. The policy is core to our commitment to building a responsible and transparent supply chain.
Global integrated agri-business players are increasingly investing and embedding their sustainability programs into their core businesses. Efforts to make supply chain more sustainable include identifying sustainability-related risks and working closely with suppliers and counterparties to manage the impact on a continuous basis, leveraging on technology to enhance supply chain transparency and traceability.
With over 1,000 direct suppliers, substantial resources, and extensive programs to ensure that our NDP policy is effectively implemented across our entire supply chain. At the same time, we promote supply chain inclusiveness by monitoring and engaging with suppliers through capacity building to empower them to meet our standards.
As a responsible financial institution, DBS can combat climate change and address environmental social governance issues through the way we provide capital and financial services. Our sustainable finance instruments are designed to strengthen the resilience of our client suppliers to understand ESG risks through the funding of underlying assets or commodities that have a positive environmental or social outcome. We also want to create solutions to incentivize positive supplier behavior.
Partnering with DBS has allowed us to pursue sustainable financing solutions, such as sustainability-linked loans, which are pegged to our ESG performance. This is one way we strive to continuously improve our ESG performance in tandem with our business growth. Since 2017, we've secured a total of $1.5 billion in sustainability-linked loans.
At the end of the day, sustainability is key to future-proofing businesses. A company that is sustainable generates greater societal outcomes, attracts customers, increases sales, and has strong
Look at this, they have partnered with DBS. DBS is a Singaporean multinational bank. Wilmar is securing $1.5 billion of loans based on their sustainability or ESG metrics in order to redesign or re-optimize their processes to achieve sustainability needs of the firm. So this you look at it, how the positive impact on environment can attract the financial institution in lending in their money so that they can kind of better promote the sustainability. So world is looking at it with open eyes, and if firms are taking appropriate measures or appropriate practices, then there will be a lot of helping hands coming from financial institutions as well. This is one such case study from agricultural part. Moving on for the retail and consumer goods. So in retail, basically, eco-friendly packaging like recyclable packaging or biodegradable packaging is something retail industry has been seeing across from 2010s, I guess. And sustainable procurement and supplier audits. So they're trying to streamline their supplier from the supplier side as well. If the sustainability needs are maintained. So if a fabric has to be built, there's a horizontal integration from agriculture to retail. If a fabric has to be built, there should be cotton coming in from the farm. And this sustainable procurement and this partnership should be maintained in sustainable manner, so that the cotton yield that has been produced is in organic form and have positive impact to the environment. And the retail industry should build a cloth or shirt, etc., which can promote recycle, which can be reused or recycled. So linen fabric, etc., they are right now on demand because of its recyclability. And one more thing is waste reduction can be done using reverse logistics. So if there is in the retail sector, wide range of products are available. So if there is anything that is of not much use for you, or which you can't determine for reuse, you could always send it to the recycle program plants, where they can make the best use of it and build a separate product rather than building a standalone product from the scratch. So this reverse logistics helps in recycle programs. And from retail industry, we have two examples. Unilever is able to save 1 billion euros in cost saving using their initiative called Sustainable Living Plan. What does it do is they try to reduce their environmental impact across its supply chain. This is an initiative Unilever has taken up. And IKEA also enforces I-Way supplier code. So they're trying to partner with those suppliers who share their sustainable goal of products, materials, labor, etc., so that global environmental and labor standards can be met. And if you look at the impact as well, as consumers are very aware, self-aware, these kind of initiatives builds trust and loyalty. And strong ESG performance and investor appeal can be taken up, can be helpful for the firms. So we have a PNG example video over here. By 2040, what PNG is aiming at is net zero carbon emission, that is zero carbon emission. How they are trying to achieve this sustainability goal, they are trying to emphasize in this video.
Simple truth: to slow global warming, we need to reduce greenhouse gases in our atmosphere. Greenhouse gases such as carbon dioxide, methane, and nitrous oxide act as a blanket, preventing some of the Earth's heat from escaping, naturally keeping the planet's temperature at a comfortable level for life to thrive. Human activities, such as burning fossil fuels like coal and oil to produce energy, heat, and electricity, increase greenhouse gases and the Earth's temperature, resulting in biodiversity loss and more intense and frequent weather phenomena. So how does a company like P&G address this issue? We set actionable, science-based goals to reduce our impact on climate change. At P&G, environmental sustainability is embedded in how we do business. Our Ambition 2030 supports our brand's ability to provide irresistible superiority that is sustainable to improve lives now and for generations to come. Global consensus is that net zero greenhouse gas emissions needs to be achieved by 2050 to prevent the worst consequences. Our goal is to achieve net zero across our operations and supply chain by 2040. This means we will reduce total emissions and balance the remaining emissions by removing them from the atmosphere or storing an equivalent amount of greenhouse gases. We have already reduced emissions from operations by over 50% and are purchasing 99% renewable electricity globally. We're currently reducing our emissions from raw material to retailer through energy-efficient plants, using renewable energy, optimizing transportation, and buying less carbon-intensive materials. We also invest in natural restoration and conservation efforts to store or remove carbon from the atmosphere. We're partnering with other companies, nonprofits, and public sector organizations to invent new solutions and learn what's working together. We're committed to everyday actions and long-term solutions and sharing our successes and setbacks along the way. It's our home, and we must do our part to preserve it for us and for generations to come.
Yeah, this is PNG sustainability goal. Moving forward, let's get into the automobile industry. There's a widespread demand for electric vehicles and hybrid models. Earlier, we were utilizing cars or bikes made or run by fossil fuels like petrol and diesel. Now there's a high market value for these electric vehicles. We see a lot of it. Why people are trying to utilize electric vehicles is, first thing is it gives them cost efficiency. 1 unit of current offers you like 3 rupees or 4 rupees or 5 rupees currently in India. But petrol rates are something that will kind of shoot up every given point of time. Second thing is there will be clean fuel, so there will be no carbon emission, no effluents coming in from the cars, bikes, etc. So this is something we can create positive impact, as people are fully aware what fossil fuels can do harm for the future generation. Electric vehicle, from cost efficiency point of view, from positive environmental impact point of view, this is something promoting a huge transition from the consumer state of mind. Then there is fuel efficiency designs and lightweight materials getting introduced, and closed loop, like we're trying to recycle batteries and reuse our systems to build a sustainable production model for our automotive industry. Emission trackings, etc., are always kept under the tap across the supply chains in order to attain operational efficiency. Then if you look at the real world examples, Tesla tries to utilize renewable energy for its operation, and they aim at zero emission production. BMW is also utilizing, they're making their own EV cars. They're trying to utilize recycled aluminiums and sustainable leathers alternatives rather than building everything from the scratch. So reuse is something they're trying to emphasize upon. So what does it do is innovation driven market leadership. So there is a vacancy, or there's a void that from customer state of mind, there are people who are ready to or willing to kind of embrace the sustainability, but from supply side there should be enough innovation to meet their needs. So this is at the practical demand scenario where markets try to dictate terms to the suppliers to better their innovations. So this point highlights the impact that sustainability is creating from the innovation point of view as well, and other compliance, etc., are something they have to adhere to as usually. And this last use case, and this would be the last kind of video from Volkswagen point of view. They have Regenerate Plus, where they are using renewable energy produced from solar farms and wind power for their production, and what electric vehicles they are manufacturing, etc., are shown in this video. Then probably I'll try to conclude with a couple of slides.
The Volkswagen Group stands for tradition, for iconic brands, for driving progress, and for overcoming challenges. Now, we're shaping the largest transformation in our history to deliver sustainable mobility for future generations. As a company that cares, it's our responsibility to create and uphold values while prioritizing what truly matters. Our decarbonization strategy is strong, and we've taken big steps on our way to becoming a CO2 neutral company. In addition to our electrification efforts, we support the construction of industrial-scale wind and solar parks. They'll feed more renewable energy into the grid to power our vehicles and generate more job opportunities.
Because at the heart of the Volkswagen Group are our people. Being a top employer, we understand the importance of nurturing and developing the team to reach our goals. Transformation means change.
We strive to change for the better. Fostering diversity within the team is essential. We're dedicated to creating a culture that celebrates diversity, inclusivity, and integrity.
Our corporate citizenship efforts are focused on environmental, educational, and community projects around the world.
Climate protection is the core of our business. It guides our investment choices strategically and operationally. Our top priority is ensuring the successful transformation of our business model. We want to create a positive legacy for future generations. Indeed, the journey has already begun.
So if you look at the final Volkswagen example, Volkswagen Group, if you look at the Volkswagen Group example, how sustainability initiative they are trying to produce the zero carbon emission. But what I'm trying to emphasize on Volkswagen is like sustainability is not about zero carbon emission or utilizing renewable energy. They're trying to pitch in a concept where diversity, inclusivity, or society impact are something driving factors for sustainability. This is something Volkswagen is maintaining in order to achieve the holistic value. Then, if I move forward, there there are a couple of slides for conclusion. One is strategic importance. Sustainability is optional. This has become core business imperative concept. So people are trying to integrate their ESG principles in order to attain not only their growth but positive impact through the environmental as well. So we have spoken for the industry's cost sector relevance, right? How from manufacturing to agriculture, sustainability is driving the operational efficiency and stakeholder trust. So this is something like from the topic itself, there is a positive impact that we are trying to get, and industry leaders are also trying to redefine success using these models. And there are academicians like professors, etc., like you who can contribute a lot in policy making to embed sustainability into the curriculum or research, so that a better fostered like fostering of better knowledge transfer or principles or any other curriculum changes can create even more awareness. And moving on, challenges, there's a greenwashing risk. So when everyone are speaking about sustainability, even though companies take up little or no sustainability, they try to greenwash themselves. This is a risk, like Coca-Cola trying to build orange green cans, even though it being a highest like highest air, water pollution or air pollution contributor. So this greenwashing risk is something which can happen. So people cautiously catch it, and it becomes kind of a barrier for others to adapt. They have to act responsibly in order to avoid this greenwash risk. And there needs to be a skill. We have a skill gap, and we need to address it and define our changes to address that skill gap. But what are the emerging opportunities are digital technologies, IoT, AI, digital twins. These enable smarter sustainability, and rise of conscious consumers nurture purpose-driven talent. And leadership from businesses must lead with transparency and accountability and adaptability. So they have to positively contribute to the nature at the end of the day. And what is the way forward? make sustainability part of our strategy. So connect sustainability not as a don't keep it as a standalone for the business strategy. Connect it with your business strategy to re-optimize or redesign your processes, meet the environmental need and your own product growth. So this investment won't be obsolete or won't be dormant. It will give us fruitful yields as per our discussion. Track what truly matters. Like we have standard indicators like ESG, GRI metrics or SDG indicators. So we have to utilize them from firm standpoint to measure the progress and focus on actions that we can realign or redesign, not just on paper, but we have to take those action items. We have to set by example. So this innovation that we have seen in automobile industry or food processing industry, that should be led with fairness and openness, not for the sake of achieving sustainability, or not for the sake of greenwashing their sustainable image. So there's a negative impact on Coca-Cola because of pesticides, etc. You try to produce green cans stating that we are trying to build a sustainable product. These kind of things shouldn't happen. There should be enough amount of fairness when we try to set an example in this arena. Finally, I would like to conclude my presentation with a quotation. Sustainability is living on nature's income rather than living on its capital. So if you look at it as a capital, you try to build if there is a capital, you try to take it for granted and build on top of it. There are high chances of you getting into losses or profits, but we shouldn't take that ownership because universe is so large. If you look at the master equation or the grand theory of universe, all the equation we can't put across in one single equation format to determine how we can attain maximum energy by considering all the chain systems. This many scientists have tried to build that master equation, but still they are moving closer to it, but nothing has attained totally because universe by itself is very dynamic in nature. We can't take in consideration of all the parameters across the universe. So we can't own the resources. Rather, we take them as fruits, kind of consume it, and try our our logics or skills or our thinking to better optimize it in order to redesign our products, etc. So that's why capital is something we shouldn't encourage upon. We can't take granted of nature, but we could uh, uh, sow the seeds and reap in the benefits out of it as an income level, not as a capital level. That's what I would like to speak upon. That's it. Thanks for the opportunity.